Harper, and I welcome you all to this video where I will be talking about the book A Thousand Splendid Suns, which is written by Khaled Hosseini, who is an Afghan American novelist. And like all his other books, in this novel also, he traces the history of Afghanistan, but he does that in a manner that he represents as fictional characters who will appear so real and it will feel as if you are directly talking to them. Also, his storytelling is represented in such a manner that it will appear as if just like your grandma is telling you a story. Also, he, in a very prolific manner, lets you slide into the minds of the characters who are stuck amidst war and patriarchy. So I think that A Thousand Splendid Suns is a really special book because it gives us an insight into the lives of Afghan women, especially who are under the Taliban rule, the type of government which always acts as a resistance towards women's rights and their conditions. Also, the book tells us how Afghan women cope with the choices which are imposed on them by the Taliban government, that is, early marriage, polygamy, losing their parents to the wars and killing their own ambitious dreams, losing their loved ones towards the institution of marriage. I think the book literally covers all the multitude of topics that women can undergo, which can make their life really hard. Also, I think that Hosseini writes in a language that literally pierces the heart but straight away goes to the ears. So I'll just quickly talk on the peripheral level what really happens inside the book with the characters. So the book opens with the character of Mariam, who is an illegitimate teenager from Herat, and due to a certain family tragedy that occurs in her life, she is forced by her relatives into a marriage with a 40-year-old man called Rashid. Now, in Mariam's neighborhood, years later into marriage with Rashid, a girl called Laila is there, and Laila, as compared to the character of Mariam, is a very privileged small child. She goes to school, she has dreams, she has ambition, she has a supportive father even. But again, with the war in the country, a certain tragedy occurs in Laila's life also, and again she is forced into marriage with Rashid. So now Rashid occurs as a character in the novel who is a very dominant husband, who is a woman beater. He's a male chauvinist basically. He does not have any idea about women's relationships and women's emotions and what kind of feelings that they have. He does not even care about that. But I think that novel is not without hope because there's a character called Tariq who's a very gullible character. He whistles, he talks about poetries, he talks about going to places, but I think that this is the only crux that novel tries to teach in the novel through the character of Tariq, that no matter how hard situations come in your life, you must always be hopeful of the beautiful things, beautiful people that can happen with you. I know a lot of you must be wondering about the beautiful title of the book, that is A Thousand Splendid Suns. So the title of the book comes from a line by Josephine Davis's translation of the poem Kabul, and the poem Kabul is originally written by the 17th century Iranian poet Saib Tabrizi, and the poem goes like, every street of Kabul is enthralling to the eye, through the bazaars caravans of Egypt pass, one could not count the moons that shimmer on her roofs and the thousand splendid suns that hide behind her walls. There are several reasons that you can pick up to read this book, but it will be the most ideal to read it in the present scenario because in the book also it traces the journey of people who are amidst the war in their own nation, that is in Afghanistan in the book. And in present scenario also, if you look at countries like Ukraine and Russia, Palestine and Israel who are at war, so this book really gives us an insight into letting us know what wars can actually do to humans, and how wars can snatch away people's home from them, how their loved ones are taken from them, and how the image of their own home, their own nation becomes a distant one from them. Also, I think that this book can really make you an empathetic person because it can at least make you imagine the plights of women and the scars that are left on humans by the self imposing government. So, what I learned from this book, of course, on the surface level, it really taught me about the Afghanistan people's crisis and Afghans women's plight in their country under the Taliban rule. But I think that the way the writer has written this fictional story, it appears as so real that when I was reading this book, it really felt that Laila and Mariam, they are really my friends, and I really know what's going on in their minds, what they think day and night, what kind of pain they are going through, and I literally know everything about them, but I just cannot do anything to help them. And there comes an episode in the book where Taliban's rule is announced, and now the government, the Taliban government, they are voicing what kind of rules are expected from the citizens of the country of Afghanistan. So I'll just read it out for you all, and you can at least imagine what kind of a situation the characters are in and how tough life can be. It can be seen through these lines when they say that all boys will wear turbans. Boys in grade 1 through 6 will wear black turbans, higher grades will wear white, all boys will wear Islamic clothes, shirt collars will be buttoned. Singing is forbidden, dancing is forbidden, playing cards, playing chess, gambling, and kite flying are forbidden. Writing books, watching films, and painting pictures are forbidden. And these are just for men. Now, see what they write for women. They say that you will stay inside your homes at all times. It is not proper for women to wander aimlessly about the streets. If you go outside, you must be accompanied by a mehram, a male relative. And if you're caught alone on the street, you will be beaten and sent home. You will not under any circumstance show your face. You will cover with burqa when outside. If you do not, you will severely be beaten. Cosmetics are forbidden. Jewelry is forbidden. You will not wear charming clothes. You will not speak unless spoken to. You will not make eye contact with men. You will not laugh in public. If you do, you will be beaten. If you will paint your nails, if you do, you will lose a finger. Girls are forbidden from attending school. All schools for girls will be closed immediately. Women are forbidden from working. If you are found guilty of adultery, you will be stoned to death. Listen, listen well. So, when I read this, I literally had tears in my eyes because sometimes what happens is we become really ungrateful in life. We do not realize the little things we are privileged of going out, of dancing, of singing, of holding hands in public, of meeting our loved ones. And when we compare ourselves with these kind of situations, I think I find myself that how ungrateful humans can be. So whenever I'm sad or whenever I'm at deepest perils of my lowest phases, I literally read some quotes and some headlines which reflect of these kind of happenings which happen elsewhere in the countries, and it makes me realize that I think somewhere or the other we all are very grateful beings, and so many things can be learned from such precious books when we read them. So finally coming to the end of this video, and if you're really someone who is watching the video till here, then I hope that you have a really good day, and thank you for watching the video till here. And if you're someone who has already read the book, and if you're someone who is planning to read the book, then do let me know in the comment section below. And till then, take care.